Hi folks, welcome to this week's show. Today, well, we're a long ways from Georgia. We're down in Argentina dove hunting. It's winter time here. It's July, if you can believe that. We left 100-degree temperatures in LaGrange down in Argentina. This morning it was 40 degrees. Wintertime, doves are flying. We're hunting with Classic Adventures. My longtime friend Wayne Tibbetts is with me today, as well as my son Will. A lot of excitement on today's show. Y'all stay with us.
Right here in front. How to get zoned in.
Well, folks, I've got Manuel, and I have to tell you, this is the finest dove shoot I have ever seen in my life. You're from Argentina and been doing this a number of years. Tell the folks a little bit about dove hunting here.
Well, yes, we started this operation 20 years ago. Probably, through all those times, we went from different areas until we finished where we have our lodges now.
Okay.
So the experience took us there. Before building the lodges, we asked for some people to do a study of the doves to see how much they would last, or if it was something that the extraction done by hunters could make them less.
I understand.
And well, some amazing things came out there. They talk about 40 million doves in the north of Córdoba from the airport up to 100 kilometers more north. And between the things that came is that they carry $1 million worth of seeds in their crow. That doesn't mean that it's something that's lost, because normally they find it in the floor.
Okay.
And that they reproduce 4 times a year. And the most important thing of all is that 75% of all the chicks arrive to adults. So that means an enormous reproduction, and there's no way that the extraction of the increasing number of hunters that come year after year could have a chance that the birds sort of are getting less.
So a typical hunt, you meet the people, they're staying at your lodge, and you hunt different areas and different types of scenery. Let's talk a little bit about each
Yes,
one.
normally, well, it also is depending the year you come, in which they are. When they have 2 very, very big moves.
Okay.
That's at the end of March, beginning of April, in which they go from the hills to the feeding areas, and normally it goes when they start cropping the corn.
Okay.
And there they do local, what we call small sort of roost of something like 1 million to 1.5 million doves.
Small roost.
And your type of shooting is very early in the morning, that out of the roost, in the middle, that's the most difficult task that we have. And we look for places where they're eating.
Okay.
So you do that until midday, and in the afternoon you have all the entry of the roosts. Sometimes we have, when it's a dry year, we work with the
Okay.
water ponds. That signifies an enormous gathering.
The field that we hunted yesterday was a huge cornfield. It had to
Yes.
have been, what, 800 acres? It was huge.
Yes, surely, a little bit more, I would say. And that happened, that you had that concentration, that we normally see those concentrations, but not so long. This was a little bit at the end of the concentration because they're passing to the fields. But normally what happened there was a very big wind and threw big part of the crop.
Okay.
So when the machine passes, it even crops it a little bit, and it leaves a lot. So there was an enormous amount of food. And well, then when at this time, more or less at the end of June, beginning of July, they start moving to this hilly area in
Okay.
which they start their hard hatching periods, and they go out and come the whole day. So there's two different shoots. One with an enormous amount, maybe much more than what you need, but visually it's very interesting. And then birds that go and come permanently while you're shooting from early morning until dusk. So you regulate the hours that you want to shoot.
The typical hunter that comes from the United States, what's the main thing they look for with you?
Well, I think that not only the birds are here, the birds, I consider them that probably are the best gathering of doves in the world.
Yes, sir.
I mean, even in the times that Colombia was at the peak, there was a lot of people that came here that compared and said that doves that they saw here, sometimes they don't think that they've seen them in Colombia. And the second thing is a little bit, so the presentation of birds always is good. I
Yes,
mean,
sir.
you know, the most that can happen is sometimes in the feeding that you can have a little bit of slow morning, but you wake up immediately. And a little bit what we are trying to put a very big effort is in all the other things, that it's the after hunt.
Yes, sir.
You know, I mean, it's having the lodges well prepared and decorated the best possible, training people at the top, I mean, for food and all the other things, plus having trying to get a very good hunting team in the fields.
Yes, sir.
You know, that signifies that all them communicated, you know, with us, so they know what's going well. We know what's going good and well immediately, and I always ask all the people who work with me, give a little bit more than what everybody expects.
Yes,
you know?
sir.
And I think that's the.
You know, I've been here 4 days now, and I have to say the hospitality here is unmatched. The people here have been extremely nice. The hunters and the guides that carry us out. We sat up a couple of times in the field, and I thought we were doing great, shooting a bunch of birds. And he said, "No, we're gonna move." We moved, and I see why. There was a whole lot of birds that came over.
There's a little bit of a difference.
And so they know what they're doing, and it adds to the hunt, and I strongly recommend this place. So y'all stay with us. We're in Argentina today. We'll be right back. Folks, I've got Jim Cole with Classic Adventures out of Peachtree City. Jim, we're down here in Argentina, and I have to tell you, this is the finest dove shoot I've ever seen. Tell the folks a little bit about a basic package down here.
Okay, well, typically what we do is we have two packages. We have a basic dove package, and then we also have a combo hunt, which includes ducks.
Okay.
We're just doing doves on this trip. A typical package would be 6 shoots,
Okay.
6 half-day shoots. You would arrive in the morning, get to the field after lunch, have the afternoon shoot. Then the next 2 days, full days, 2 full hunts each day. And then on the 4th day, you'd shoot in the morning, have time to have lunch,
Okay.
get back to the airport, fly back to the States.
You know, one thing that I have noticed about this trip, number one's first class, you have people meeting us at the airport. They
Exactly.
carry us from either the airport to the next airport if we have to change planes. And once we get to the last airport, they bring us to the lodge, and we don't have to worry about somebody being there. And that is so important, especially when you're outside of the country.
Right. That's actually our philosophy, is to take care of the customer from start to finish. We provide first-class hunts at what we think are reasonable prices.
Sure.
And our clients expect to be treated first class. And it's really nice to get into a strange airport and find someone there to meet you and take your luggage and take it to the van and take your guns. And actually, in many cases, you don't even see your guns. They take the guns and go get them through customs for you and put them on the bus, and away you go.
Now, this hunt is not for 20 people. It's a hunt that's for 6, 8
Right.
people.
Well, we typically, the average size is 6 people. We have we can do up to 14 at one lodge, but we have actually 4 lodges that we can use. The people that come on these trips have the exclusive use of the lodge.
Okay.
They don't, if it's 4 people,
no mixing of
no
groups.
mix, they have the entire lodge to themselves.
That is wonderful. You know, the food here, typical lunch is steak, of which
Yeah.
we're having steak today for lunch, and
And the sausages and the ribs, and you know, this Argentine beef is famous, and it tastes great, and they really do a good job of providing a good food for you.
This is a small partridge.
okay.
We hunted the first small partridge, and after the point the dogs, and well, this is the beautiful bird, and
Looks just like our quail back in Georgia.
it's, yes, like the same size of quail. This
Yeah.
is one of the species of partridge in this area. There are another big ones, but this is different. Maybe we have luck and you find one of the big ones.
All right, cool.
When the client gets tired of shooting doves and shooting 2,000 or 3,000 shells, they kind of like to take a break sometimes.
Sure.
And so perdiz is one of the options that we have. Perdiz is a partridge, and it's hunted over dogs, so you get the fun of seeing the dogs work, kind of like shooting quail.
Okay.
And it's a great opportunity to just take a break and take a nice easy hunt. Usually people will do that maybe half a day
Okay.
out of the 3 or 4.
Now, pigeon hunting is something else that you offer. Let's talk about that.
Okay, pigeon hunting is kind of a high volume shoot. Typically a hunter might shoot 100 a day.
Okay.
And it's a lot different from doves, as you know.
Sure, absolutely.
And again, that's another, typically a client will take an extra day and just shoot pigeons on that day. And it's a lot of fun. It's over decoys. So again, it's a little different than the doves and the perdiz.
One thing you folks really need to understand, dove hunting is what people come to Argentina for.
Exactly.
There's nothing better in the world, and you've seen thousands of birds on our show today, and we're showing you a little bit of the perdiz hunting as well as the pigeon hunting, and I hope you enjoy that. Y'all stay with us. This is my little buddy that has traveled with me since, what, 3 or 4 years old?
As long as I can get in the car seat.
We have never been on a dove hunt like this together. What do you think about this, Will?
This is unbelievable. I mean, the best dove hunt I've ever been on in my life, I shot a limit,
There
as
you
in
go.
12 birds.
Yeah.
I shot that in the first minutes
Yeah.
down here. It's absolutely amazing. I can't believe it.
You know, we're hundreds of miles from civilization and no phones, no TVs. It's a little bit different than being back in Georgia, isn't it?
Just a little bit different, just a little bit.
We had a little competition. I've kind of been goating him for the last couple of days about.
You're hustling me.
Yeah, I'm hustling. I'm hustling you. And I was going to probably bet him a little money on who was going to shoot the most birds. And I got to thinking, well, if I bet him, I got to give him the money to pay me if I win. So,
Well,
isn't that pretty much the way that usually works?
I'm a college student. I don't have very much money, so.
Father-son today, I recommend that you take these youngsters, and well, Will's 18 now. He's not a youngster anymore. But when they're small, take them out in the outdoors and let them enjoy nature, birds, ducks, quail, pheasants.
Whatever.
We've done a bunch of it over the years.